Good morning and welcome to Tuesday. Tuesday is your day to get yourself on track, really. You've had your practice day, which was Monday, and today is your chance to sort of get into the flow of what you're doing. So if you think of a train on the track when it's just starting out on its journey, it starts to get into a natural rhythm, and that is what Tuesday is for you to start getting into the natural rhythm and flow of your work and to sort of settle in. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about being triggered and how many of us are as aware as our dog is about our behaviour when we are triggered by something or someone. So I talked about your dog maybe being triggered by your other half, talking about an imaginary cat in the garden. Your poor old dog, every time the suggestion is made that there's a cat in the garden, your dog is, twirling and whirling and barking and getting itself completely wound up over nothing because it's an imaginary cat. And your other half likes to sort of, it amuses him or her. And your dog does not have any choice over this because your dog has quite a primitive brain, one based solely on habits. But I was saying yesterday that we are very similar when it comes to our triggers. The things that wind us up will wind us up time and time again. And this is where we are very much like our dogs. And I am suggesting today that you become less dog and more human. I don't know, there must be times when a particular person says something or does something that really does wind you up. In my 57 years, I've noticed that men like to do this. They'll say something and then watch with amusement when you hit the roof. That's something that they've obviously learned that they can do. Maybe they learned it as small children with their mothers. But it's such a waste of time and energy. It takes you away from what you really want to achieve. Maybe you walk into the kitchen and you see something, a dish just left on the side that could have been put in the dishwasher, and that sends you off on a bit of a rant. That is a trigger, all right? There's all kinds of things that trigger us, and the triggers are habit-based. Our primitive brain just wants to keep us safe and to alert us to things. But actually triggers are often they're just empty. They're just empty things that cause us to take our eye off the ball, to divert from what we intended to do and go off on a sort of wound up rant. They're useless things, and I want to show you a way to stop allowing that to happen to yourself. So what I'm suggesting that you do is that you write down today the things and the people that trigger you. All right, just write down a list of the things that are likely to get you wound up, the things that are likely to annoy you and take you away from what you were doing, so that once you become aware of these triggers, you can start to do something about them. You can be less dog and more human, because once we are aware of our behaviour, that is when we have the chance to actually change it. But whilst you are in this sort of merry-go-round of being triggered, whether it's, once or twice a day or once or twice a week, it doesn't matter. It's just a complete waste of your time and energy. And often other people just love to do it and watch your reaction. So write down today what things trigger you, what gets you annoyed, what puts you off on a rant. Write them down, because once you are aware of them, then we can start to do something about them, and we will look at alternative responses tomorrow. Well, I hope the sun is shining where you are. It is very dark outside here in Devon. It is also very blustery. I've just had the pleasure of putting the rubbish and the recycling out. So I hope the day improves. Thank you to those of you who watch this, and write your list today. And I will see you in my Facebook Live tomorrow. See you.